Good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, hang on, I've just got my stereo on. Let's turn that off. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's live feed time. Hi, Nancy. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to today's 6 o'clock resolution live feed, here to support you making the one resolution you need to make this year, which is the self-care resolution. Take the self-care resolution. This is what we're saying. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Catherine. Hi, everybody. So lovely for you to join. Good evening, everybody. I'll just wait for a few people to join the feed this evening. Thank you all so much for joining me. So the idea is that every day in January I will be going live, either me or one of my experts, to support you with your New Year's resolutions. But unlike most years, where our resolutions are like, go to the gym, lose weight, watch my diet, stop eating everything, get up at 6 a.m, go for a run. For these resolutions to simply fall by the wayside, which is what happens by about the 10th of Jan. This year we are encouraging you to make one resolution, which is 1 minute of self-care a day, okay? An entirely achievable task. And we are so committed to our self-care message that we are going live to support you every single day to make sure that this self-care resolution is going to really, really make a difference, okay? So only making intentions here. Good, 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 good. That's what I want to hear. So thank you all so much for joining me. So yesterday, I talked to you all about skincare. So I went live on Instagram with no makeup and a hangover. You like my hair? Well, it's like, I've sort of scrunched up a bit. I've actually put a bit of makeup on. So the good thing is today is I'm talking about cellulite. So therefore I could actually put some makeup on because I don't actually have to start gua sharing my face, so I can actually look half decent. So today, the topic du jour is cellulite and actually, dare I say it, fat. Okay, because I know that one of the main resolutions that we make is get fit, lose weight, get fit, sort out, eat better. Okay, we know that. Jules and I have researched it. We know that those are the things that we all choose to do on January the 1st, full of self-loathing from the Christmas period, and go, right, that's it. I'm getting up at 6 a.m. I'm going to the gym. I'm going for a run. I'm going to stop eating every naughty thing in the whole wide world. I'm going to punish myself. I'm going to do a juice cleanse. I'm going to do a diet. I'm going to do all this stuff. Why? What is underpinning all of these decisions that we're making? Presumably some low level of self-esteem that's making us feel rather inadequate about the way we look. Now, the amazing thing about this 1 minute to self-care message, which the team and I, hi Katie, which the team and I have spent so long working on distilling this amazing information and bringing it to you in this very simple distilled format, is you don't need to do all of those resolutions. You simply don't, okay? You need to eat a balanced diet. There's a fact sheet on the Katie Brindle site all about the spleen. There's a whole chapter in my book about the digestive system, okay? You just need to eat sensibly. Locally sourced, good quality, fresh, home-cooked food. Okay, that's the first thing in terms of eating healthily. You do not need to start punishing yourself with some ridiculous hardcore regime which is only going to make your body go into some kind of crisis mode and is very unlikely to be sustainable. The reason why we eat nice food is because we need to bring pleasure into our daily life. It's important because life is really difficult and food is a pleasure. So if we start denying ourselves this stuff, okay, then what happens is the body then feels miserable. The hormone levels and the serotonin levels start getting a bit wobbly. The body goes into sort of fight or flight stress mode. Everything starts kind of collapsing and you start to feel miserable. And we don't want you feeling miserable here at Hayo'u. We want to celebrate life. We want to enjoy the love of existence and the excitement and the glory of being in this earthly space, okay? And food is produce from the divine mother, okay? The sacred mother in Chinese medicine is the earth. It's the feminine, it's the yin, okay? And the sacred father is the yang, which comes in from the skies. So if you deny yourself eating, okay, you're literally denying yourself a whole source of yin, which you need. So let's not worry about eating the wrong things, okay? Let's just focus on a good, solid, sensible diet. And there's loads and loads of really good information over on Katie Brindle to support you with that. So now we can park that to one side. Let's now talk about exercise. Well, the last thing we should be doing in the middle of winter is getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go and do some kind of crazy outside exercise that's straining the body that was previously fast asleep and quite enjoying that process because we're in yin time, okay? So what we need to do is we need to strengthen the body of course, with Qigong. So come and join me on my free live feeds, come over to Hayo'u Fit and bring Qigong into your exercise. Okay, now that then leaves us with the topic of the day, which is the stubborn fat. The stubborn fat, which underpins the very reason why we're putting ourselves through all this misery in the first place, because we tend to get to today and we look at ourselves and we go, oh my God, okay, I need to do something about this. I'm full of self-loathing, I'm not doing it. But the thing is that these techniques which you've hitherto adopted in your New Year's resolutions, they don't work. We know they don't. We have all of the scientific data, not scientific, sorry, all of the kind of researchable data which shows that everybody basically falls off the wagon by about the 10th of January. So we are going to keep you on track. And the great thing about this Hayo'u method is that it's integrated, okay? So sort your diet out, eat good, healthily, locally sourced food, cook it yourself, come and join us over on the free or the paid Qigong classes, and then now let's talk about that stubborn fat. Okay, your bingo wings, okay, your spare tie around your middle, your bum, your saddlebags, your upper thighs, okay, even perhaps your lower thighs around your knees. These are areas of stubborn fat that if you go and see a personal trainer, he will say, you can't do anything about stubborn fat, okay? And I am here to tell you the exciting news is you can! Whoop, 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 whoop. You totally can. You can totally sort out stubborn fat. I know because I did, okay? Because I discovered this amazing wisdom, which I don't know why no one else seems to know that much about it, but here it is for you to know. And you don't need to do a lot more than use your comb or your tapper. Okay, so these are the two tools in the Hayo'u method that you need this new year to get your 1 minute to self-care resolution up and running. Once you've sorted your skincare out, that was yesterday, today is stubborn fat. These are the fat busting tools, okay? Fat busters, who are you gonna call? Fat busters, woo! Okay, so this is what you need, okay? Now why? Why am I standing here singing fat busters? Because these tools work. Okay, why do they work? They work. Good evening, Lucy. Good evening. Right. Why do they work? They work because stubborn fat is trauma. Okay, the body, when it goes through life, which is what we're all going through at the moment, any awful things that inevitably happen to us, if we haven't worked through the emotion and transcended it, which all of you know, if you're seeing me on Katie Brindle, we talk all about that every day, okay, in my live feeds. If you haven't transcended the pain that you've been through in your life, what the body will often do is it will whack it into fat cells. It's emotional, okay? And the body will just go like that because it's pain, it's trauma, and it shoves it somewhere. And normally what happens when you have stubborn fat in a particular area of the body, it's relating to a particular organ. Because remember in Chinese medicine that the organs are responsible for the entire health of your body. So if you have emotional pain, which all of us go through, okay, I've been in clinic now for 20 years to know, and I've lived my own life, that life can be incredibly hard on all of us. No one escapes that. And what happens is using fat cells is an option that the body has to store this trauma, which it doesn't know what to do with, for at some point in the future. And the reason it's stubborn is because unless you understand how to transcend that trauma or how to release it, the body's going to hang on to it. Okay, now in comes Chinese medicine because it recognizes that the body is not just physical. There is the seen body, that's what you can see, that's me in front of you. Then there's the unseen, okay, that's the energy, the life force, okay, and your organs are feeling it, it's in your emotions, and these emotions are circulating around in the blood, they are in your body, and your body is going to whack them somewhere for a rainy day. So before I start showing you what to do in your 1 minute, let's talk about the areas of stubborn fat, okay, so is it time to start the Christmas cake? No, boo, it is not. I love a bit of Christmas cake. Christmas cake is fine as long as it's well made, okay, and also eating in moderation, okay. So let's talk about where these areas of fat are. So if you have fat on the backs of your arms, that is normally to do with the heart channels, okay, so that is pain in the heart. If you have stubborn fat around the middle of the body, that is largely to do with the liver, which is responsible for anger and frustration and resentment. And it's often also to do with the spleen, which is to do with worry predominantly, okay? Round and round in circles, worrying about life. That's your belly fat, okay? If you're dealing with saddlebags here, that's the liver again, because it's its relationship to the gallbladder, because the liver and the gallbladder have a relationship, which I won't go into, but they do. And the gallbladder goes down the sides of the legs, okay? If it's the general thigh, like mine, like quite heavy thighs all over, that's the spleen again, okay? And that's very typical. A lot of people with kind of heavy thighs tend to be very spleen energy heavy, okay? If it's collecting around the knees and the ankles, that's to do with the kidneys. Okay, so these are, don't worry, we'll be saving the life. You must be very angry. Don't you worry, we're going to get our tappers out in a minute, sweetie. We're going to whack ourselves back to health. So these are the areas of fat. So let me just show you, because the point is that in Chinese medicine, okay, this subject that I love so much, is that the body, the physical body and the energetic body are completely and utterly aligned, okay? Here is my little Chinese medicine man. Excuse his willy. There we go, put my hands over his dignity. Look at this. Look what goes on inside your, how amazing is all of this? Look at all these points. And the thing is, what you'll find is that these fat areas, whether it's here or here or here or here, they're relating to these points, okay? The body is taking the trauma away from these key organs, which are responsible for keeping you alive, and it's sending it elsewhere and storing it for a rainy day, okay? That is what's going on, and therefore we need to clear it. First of all, we need to understand what our poor body is doing, and it's not a question of calories in versus calories out, okay? Now, I'm not suggesting that you can just sit there in front of Netflix while eating Quality Street all day. I'm not saying that. I started this feed saying we need to put this in context of a balanced, healthy, fresh diet and ideally some qigong or fresh walking outside, okay, or Peloton or whatever it is you like doing. But as well as that, we need to understand that there are these energetic channels in the body, that life is incredibly hard. Okay, so before we start punishing ourselves with yet more regimes which make things worse, let's be nice to ourselves, okay? Let's be kind and be loving and respect our bodies, respect our traumas, respect the pain that every single person watching this feed right now, whether it's live or later on, I know if I sat with you in clinic, you would tell me the story of your life and there would be some pretty horrendous things going on in there, okay? And Chinese medicine understands that, and it understands what the body is doing. So we don't resolve pain and trauma with more pain and trauma. Like, why would you do that? Okay, you transcend pain and trauma with love and kindness, okay? And then you can dissolve it and make it into something else. So once, if you look at the organ fact sheets over on Katie Brindle, that will give you a little bit more detail on where your trauma is sitting in your body. But if you're locating it from a 1 minute to self-care point of view and you just want to use a tool, think, I'm not interested in that, I've just got, my arms are too big, my tummy's too big, my thighs are too big, then we can get to work with the tools, okay? In an ideal world, you integrate the whole thing. If you can't bother with that, don't worry, get the tool and we're going to get cracking. So let's start with the tapper, okay? So when you have stubborn fat, what we need to be doing is we need to draw the circulation up to the surface of the skin. So let's just use my arm as an example. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Yesterday was no makeup. Today is my chest. Right. So here is fat. Okay, look, here I am, middle-aged lady, but this used to be an awful lot worse than it is now. So here it is, okay, this is the heart channels going down the backs of the arms like this. These are the energetic points which the body is putting things down, and it's holding it here because it's taking it away from the heart, okay? And it's very simple. When you're wanting to address fat, you just need to get that circulation up to the surface of the skin, okay? Because then once the circulation is moving freely, the body will take care of itself. So it's really easy to do. And this is where we use the body comb, okay? Now I showed you the body comb yesterday on my head because it works on all of these, and look at all these channels on the head. Look at all those points that we were talking about yesterday, okay? All of that addressed with the comb. Now what we want to do is we use the same tool. How handy is that? So same tool, and I use this comb in the shower, okay? Literally, this is a shower tool. Now put a plastic mat down on the floor to make sure that if it slips out your hand, it's gonna get caught on the mat, so then it's not gonna break. But then what you do is you simply, with the water coming onto your body, you take your comb and you just simply press stroke, there we go, the tool over the area of fat. So in this instance, it's over the back of my arm. Can you see the red? Look, I've done about 6 strokes. So it's just like what we were doing yesterday on our face, but this time it's on the areas of fat. And what that's doing, that red flush, is the energy, it's the chi and the blood circulation being drawn upwards, okay, up into the surface of the skin, not when we're looking at topical anti-cellulite or anti-fat kind of creams and stuff, which I look at and think, oh, it's just so stupid. You know, you're spending all this money on something which isn't going to work, when instead you can buy one product which is going to last you a lifetime, and it does the job much, much better and covers other things as well, and doesn't end up with a plastic bottle in the sea. It's just one product which keeps in your bathroom, you've got it forever. So you simply just press stroke over the areas. So there's one. You can see, look, it's only 6 strokes. That's enough. You don't have to do any more than that. And then when you're in the shower, you can do it on the backs of the arms, and then you can do it. Hang on, let me see if I can navigate my way around my top situation here. There we go. So, and then you take it round the middle of the body. So you're press stroking across the waist like this, because that way you're getting around the belly fat. So downwards like that, but also you can go around the body. So if you've got stubborn fat here, you do the same technique and you're just press stroking it around the middle of the body. Okay, that is what you're doing. And then if you're like me and you've got your heavy down this end, because this is where I tend to carry everything. This is adhesions from cesareans. This is where my body naturally likes to carry fat. You simply, sorry, that arm is going to really annoy me. Hang on. La la la. Talk amongst yourself, ladies. Right, you simply take it over the bum like this, okay? So you're going over this area, so down the outside of the legs like this. You're following the energetic channels. So you just comb down the outside of the body, and then you comb up the inside of the body. And I promise you, if you do that every single day in the shower, you are going to get an amazing result. This is better than dry brushing, Deborah. The thing with dry brushing is it only works at lymphatics, whereas when you're doing body combing, you're working with lymph, blood, and chi. You're working on every single aspect of the body, and nothing but nothing works on cellulite as well as body combing, okay? It is the most fantastic technique. And the thing about it is it's just so easy because you just do it in the shower, okay? It doesn't take very long. I mean, you can literally do it in like a minute. That's the idea of this brand. It's 1 minute to self-care. So if you're looking at the tummy, let me just show you again. Right, so you're just going around the body. You start at the back here and you just take it around the body like this. You're just going around, and you can also take it down the sides like this. And you'll get that red flush that I showed you on the back of the arms, okay? Okay, you're convinced and you'll start with your tummy fat. Joe, please do, okay? And take before and after photos for us, because this is a month-long campaign we're doing here, okay? It's about 6 strokes. Yes, I mean, you saw on my arm, I did 6 strokes. It's still slightly red there. That's it. I mean, basically, when I'm in the shower in the morning, I do about 6 strokes kind of here, and over my legs. It takes me about 1 to 2 minutes, depending how much time I've got. So it makes a massive difference. And not only, thanks, Caps. Not only is it allowing you to kind of get that cellulite fat benefit, but it also wakes up the body. That's the amazing thing when you start to understand working with the circulation, okay? The minute your circulation is moving freely around your body gets healthy. It's the cornerstone of health. Anyone that's on my Qigong class knows we talk about it every single day. Can I put oil or cream? Yes, absolutely. You can totally use the comb with oil. I do. I don't. So I was about to say I do. I don't. I use the oil with the body restorer. Okay, but I personally love using the crystal in the shower. I find it's the perfect time to do it. I'm not fiddling around with oils. It only takes a minute. I'm in the shower anyway, and it also leaves me feeling completely awake once I've finished. It's like everything's zingy because that circulation is moving freely around the body, and that's how you start working on it. Now, of course, when we're dealing with fat, okay, I was saying to this earlier about emotional pain, okay? It is in paramount importance that you recognise that the reason why we suffer, okay, is because life is really difficult. And if we start giving ourselves really kind of dogmatic, like challenge type New Year's resolutions, like I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to do this, I'm going to the gym, and I'm getting up at 6, I'm sick of myself and it's all awful. It's completely the wrong language for the body, okay? The body is already dealing with everything else, okay? Your life is hard enough. But it's about making really good conscious habits that support the body whilst it's supporting you. Okay, so that does not mean going into the freezer and eating ice cream. Okay, it means giving yourself time to look after yourself. okay? It's really, really important that you make time for self-care, which is what this entire New Year's plan is all about, giving yourself this 1 minute to do it. Can you do it on your feet as well and backs of shins? Yes, you can. It might feel a bit tickly though to start with, but you totally can. What I normally suggest you do is use the crystal after you've washed or bathed your feet. You can do it in the bath. You can. It doesn't work in the bath, in my opinion. Okay, now the point about these tools is that you use them kind of as you like to do them. It is not really good to heavily gua sha when you're submerged in water. Okay, there's reasons why. So that's why the shower is good, because you're just doing 6 quick strokes with the water giving you that lubrication. Okay, so I think that is kind of the way to do it. If you're not keen on doing it in the shower, then I would suggest you do it out of the shower with oil. Okay, so that is a really useful thing to do. And somebody said something else. I forgot what you said. Hang on. What was it? Hang on. What was it? Oh, sciatica, that was good. That's Fitspine said her sciatica's flared up. So sciatica, you can use body combing. So I put my arm away. You can use body combing for sciatica as well. Okay, so sciatica in Chinese medicine is normally a condition of the gallbladder channel. Where's my man? Here. So what you've got is there is a point just there, which when we do acupuncture, you use this massive needle. It's like this long. You have to learn how to put it in. It's quite difficult. And it gets right in deep into that point, right in the belly fat. In the gluteus maximus fat, right down in there. But when you get sciatica, it's normally because there's a blockage in that point of the channel, and then you're feeling it down the channels. That's why acupuncture works so well. But you don't need to have acupuncture. You can do it with the comb. So if you've got sciatica, just comb down the sides, all the way down the sides of the leg, and comb down the sides of the body, because that gallbladder channel basically is going all the way down that. So you want to use your comb and just basically pull it all the way down, okay? You can also use the body restorer for sciatica, okay, which I find actually, I don't really have it anymore, but when I treat my father, Mr. Ferryman, because he gets it, when he lets me, basically we do a combination of body gua sha to really, really pull it out, okay? Yeah, there you go, that point. So really get in there. I'd recommend on that to get the body restorer and to really go for it, okay? And take it all the way down the side of the leg. Don't be afraid of the red char. If in doubt, take a photo, send it in, and I can have a look for you, okay? So that's your body combing. Now, the other thing to do for cellulite/fat is body tapping, because body combing and body tapping are basically the same thing. So what you're doing is you're encouraging the circulation to move into the area, which otherwise the circulation is not quite getting in there properly. So body combing, my personal advice, do it in the shower. Do it every day. It takes about a minute. If not, you're not sure about that, use your tapper, okay? Because tapping does the same thing. So by tapping the body, you're drawing the circulation again up to the surface of the skin by tapping the body this time instead. Same principle, different technique. Now, I love this tapper first thing in the morning. So once I've had my shower, which is through that door there, I come through here and then, okay, I'm obviously naked at this point, but and dry, okay? So just dry yourself and then give yourself a minute to just whack yourself with a tapper all over, focusing on any areas of stubborn fat. So for me, that's all of them. For me, that's here and here and here and here. So basically, I have all areas of stubborn fat. Well, I've treated all of it. Okay, this is the first Christmas that I haven't put any weight on, despite the fact that I was eating more than I normally do. Okay, because I've been absolutely using the method to the absolute kind of point. I've been doing Qigong extremely regularly. I've exercised every day. I've eaten healthy home cooked food. I've combed my body. I've whacked my body. And as a result, my body's looked after me. So you just tap the body all over the area. It's really invigorating. It's really good for the energy of the body. It makes the cells start vibrating. It gives you energy, okay? It's the most fantastic technique. What would you suggest about rough skin with hypothyroidism? You've got eczema too, worse at night. Okay, so basically, you need to download for hypothyroidism, download please the kidney and the liver fact sheets. If you've got eczema, you also need to download the lung fact sheet. Worse at night because basically there's too much heat in your body and that's what's causing the problem. And the reason why the body tends to be worse at night is because the body's desperately trying to get rid of the heat whilst you're asleep, because you're probably rushing around too much and doing too much in the day, okay? So when you're dealing with that, I would suggest that you use the body restorer on the chest, okay? But I'm not going to go into that today because That's for another feed, and Nancy will get cross with me if I start ambling my way round and they start morphing, and I can't upset Nancy. She's already had to work the entire weekend. So you've got the tapper. So does your puppy. Oh, Lorraine, it's so sweet. Right, what else have we got going on here? Blah blah blah. Can you please reiterate why we are not supposed to use the comb in the bath? Yes, of course, Jill. So the thing is with gua sha, okay. Oh, restless legs. Oh, thank you. I've got a bit of makeup on, that's why. Trini, guys, I've got Trini on. I was using the clear quartz before we started, followed by a bit of Trini. Okay. Right, hang on, I'm going to get confused. Jules, can I ask you and Catherine to pick up some of those questions, because I'm going to get confused otherwise with what I'm talking about. Shoulder fat. So sorry, half a sec. My brain's spinning. Half a sec. I'm not losing weight at all, but thankfully haven't put any more either. Well, that's good. Oh, restless legs. There we go. That's what we were talking about. Right. So restless legs is basically you want to tap the body. Okay. That's normally to do with the liver channel in Chinese medicine. So download the liver fact sheet and join the Qigong classes with me, and then tap. Tapping is so good for restless legs. Okay, because I used to get that, and it's really good. Just tap all over the leg, tap the body, tap the thing. Same for the shoulder fat, lady. So basically it's the same thing. So the shoulders, again, it's all to do with where the body's putting the trauma. Look at all those acupuncture points across your shoulders, okay? And you look, your heart is about here. So it's the back of the heart is kind of coming through here. So if there's pain in your life, then that often does radiate through into the shoulder area. So again, it's being held. So just go gently and just tap to start with. The great thing about the tapper is you can reach these hard to reach areas, which is a bit harder when you've got with the comb or the body restorer. But if you've got someone at your house, do ask them to put some oil on your back and to use the body restorer and to really clear that back, okay? Because that's probably what the problem is. It's probably pain and stagnation and everything just accumulating there. In Chinese medicine, that upper back is kind of like it's the utmost yang of the body. It's often where the body's trying to push things out. So when you're catching a cold in Chinese medicine, we traditionally would put a cup right here on the top, right there, right on that point, just there where I'm pointing. You put a cup on it to draw the toxicity out through that point of the body. But you can do it with gua sha just as easily, but you need a partner to do it. With the tapper, you can do it for yourself. So Calps, you're not losing weight at all, but you haven't put any on either. Okay, so if this is morphing more from just kind of stubborn fat into kind of like weight loss per se, then I probably need to do a little bit more diagnostics to find out like what's going on. But the best thing I could recommend you do is anyone please join me on the Hayo'u Fit live classes that I do at 12 o'clock about 4 times a week, okay? Because they're very, very specific, aimed at people who have struggled with weight loss, because I have struggled with it myself, and I have absolutely learned how to do these techniques, and I promise you they work. They really, really do. And the more you integrate them together, the better it is. Would the comb help with myofascial spot on the lower back? Yes, it totally would. But always be careful when you start with these things, okay? Don't just kind of go in there and then just go completely berserk. I would suggest that you start with the tapper gently and start with the comb gently. Now, there was an earlier question about gua shaing in the bath. Okay, so the thing about gua sha is that you shouldn't do heavy gua sha and then put yourself into water, which is why when you look at the body restorer tool, in fact, let me just find it. I've got it here somewhere. Look, a bit of a messy bathroom. Here we go. Here's the body restorer. So the body restorer is when we're getting very much more to the kind of sort of medicinal end of gua sha, okay? Whereas when we're using the light crystals on the skin, that's much more about sort of low level circulation, just plumping up the skin. And when we're talking about the comb, it's lower level circulation, invigorating, okay? But when you're starting to really press stroke, you are opening the body up ever so slightly, and you should not do that before you get in the bath or even in the bath, because you're opening things up and then damp can energetically come into the body. So you do this kind of gua sha after the bath, okay? The reason why it is safe for you to do the body combing in the shower is because the shower energy is just getting like, and you're just doing like, zoom, 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 and it's like 6 strokes. You're not kind of like over opening anything up, and people don't really linger in the shower that long. Whereas when you're in the bath, I know when I have baths, I can stay in there for ages. I mean, especially if I'm on my phone, which I shouldn't really admit I do, but I do. And then you realise you've been in there for half an hour, and if you've been breaststroking your skin, that is not a very good idea. Okay, so I would do that after that. Any places we shouldn't tap? No. I mean, there are some contraindications like spider veins, sort of lumps and tumours and things like that. So if you've got any specific needs and you're not sure, just message us in and our customer care team will help for you. Can the tapper be used on the soles of the feet? Yes, it absolutely does. I love body gua sha and tapping on the soles of my feet. I find it really, really helpful. So if you've got pain underneath your feet, then use the foot bathing at night and then use the body restorer to really press stroke into that area. You've got that lovely end bit there. You've got that bit there to get into the ankle, and it's really, really good. You can comb the feet in the bath, absolutely. I mean, you can. I just don't think the comb is very well suited as a tool to the bath. If you like baths, use the body restorer afterwards, or comb your body afterwards with a little bit of very light oil. That's my recommendation. I mean, the thing about these tools is obviously it's up to you how you really want to use them, but my job is to advise you to the best of my intentions with what I think is going to give you the really good results. So hopefully that's a little bit of insight then into fat and cellulite, and basically how to not start making painful New Year's resolutions, which set yourself up for failure. That's what we're not about this month. This month on Hayo'u is giving yourself one resolution, which is 1 minute to self-care. Okay, give yourself that commitment every single day. We in turn will give you all of the support that we can give you to help you. Hello to Washington. To give you the support that you need to maintain these habits. It takes 21 days to make a positive habit in the body, and January is all about that time. Okay, it's such a good time for us to make some positive changes into our life, and we really need them right now. Okay, so there we go. So thank you all so much for joining me today. There's another live feed tomorrow. Hi Nancy. There's another live feed at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I've forgotten what it's about, sorry guys. Forgotten. It's a bit rubbish, is it? Nancy's put me off now. There we go. What another lovely evening. Just to let you know that I will be doing a live Qigong class on Hayo'u Fit at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So do join me for that class. If any of you have come over from the Qigong, remember you get a free trial class. I do recommend that you try and use it with me. It's a different class. Okay, it's deeper results, okay, because it's over on Hayo'u Fit, so I can wang on a bit. Can you use the melted candle oil to massage into the skin? No. Our candle oil, although natural, I wouldn't do that. It hasn't been designed for that. We have a really beautiful body oil that we've created for that purpose. So I wouldn't do that myself. No, I don't think that's going to give you the right results. So thank you all so much for joining me this evening. How do you get your free trial class? Catherine will help you with that. Catherine, could you please help Healthy Living with Tara? So she can join us hopefully tomorrow. Catherine's amazing. She looks after the whole of the Qigong. And remember, guys, that there is this amazing group over on Facebook, which is called Katie's Qigong, and that is like the hardcore people that have really adopted these techniques and been doing them since the beginning of lockdown, and just like it's a world of information. And Catherine manages that entire account with me because there's a lot of you and you're very vocal. So Catherine always makes sure that everyone knows there what's going on. I will save this post, don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. Sorry, I can't remember what it's about, but it's about something to do with 1 minute to self-care. It's okay, guys. I'm going to post it up now. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. Hopefully see you tomorrow morning, tomorrow lunchtime. And if not, I'll be back at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Right, there we go. Hang on a minute. What's this one? Catherine, you're on this one. Vanita's asking as well. So basically, guys, if you join the Qigong over on Facebook, Catherine can pick up for you. Okay, so there we go. Can you use the diffuser oil in the steamer? Yes, Snoopy, I absolutely use the diffuser oil in the steamer. I love it. Oh, it's energy. Of which you can see I have boundless quantities. Why do I have so much energy? Let me finish on that. I'll lead you successfully into tomorrow's feed. Because I practice what I preach, folks. Qigong is called life force practice, okay? Qi is life force. All of these products are about moving qi and blood around the body. And I promise you, if you get the hang of it, it's really easy. You start with your products and then slowly but surely we take you through the steps. Loads of it's free and you will be transformed. I promise, okay? Come to the Qigong and you will see witnesses of hundreds of people saying the same thing, okay? I was extremely ill twice in my life. Once after I gave birth to my twins, I was unbelievably ill and in intensive care for many days. And it was touch and go for quite a long time at that moment, and was then extremely ill for the next year. And it wasn't really until I discovered this next level of Chinese medicine from what I knew at that time that my eyes were truly open to the power of these techniques. Okay, self-care and Chinese medicine is basically in the same sentence. Okay, Hayo'u owns the self-care space. No brand can deliver what we can because no other brand understands how to distill this incredible wisdom that has been there for thousands of years and served billions of people. Okay, it's been sat there hidden in plain view the whole time. I promise you I would not be here at 6:30 on a Saturday night preaching about it if I did not wholeheartedly believe it to be true. It has proven itself worthy to me personally, to those around me, to you guys, to millions of billions of people that have over the last 5,000 years. Okay, so this medicine is truly, truly amazing. And so thank you for trusting me with this. I promise you, we are going to get through this January together every day. Okay, bring your questions to us, join us on the feeds. There's loads of free stuff going on every day. Use these tools, engage with these products. I promise you, they are going to make a difference. And we're going to support you every step of the way. So tomorrow, energy. So I'll stop there and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely evening, everyone. This is going up onto the lives on the Hayo'u method now.